Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome back to the Owlery. Today is day 18 of Vlogmas and I'm going to be giving you my weekly wrap up for the first 2 weeks of December. I was going to do one for the first week of December, for every week in December, but I just didn't read very many books the first week. So I've got I think 8 books for you, but most of them I've read in the last week. So I've done pretty good in the month of December so far. Let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I read and finished was Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Most of you guys know that this is a prequel to the Alice in Wonderland story, and it centers around the woman who is the Queen of Hearts before she's the Queen of Hearts, and kind of what led her to become cold and hateful and all of those things. And I really enjoyed this book. It like tore me up inside. If you guys have read this and you want to know all of my thoughts and feelings, definitely go and check out the Heartless live show that I did with Chloe over the Brilliant Bibliophile, because this was our November book of the month, and we both really enjoyed this book. And like I said, we give a lot of our other thoughts and feelings and all of our spoilery feelings and all that good stuff. So if you've read Heartless, go and check out the live show because it was excellent. After Heartless, I picked up Starflight by Melissa Landers, and this was a book that has a lot of votes for the Young Adult Booktube Awards, which is why I picked it up. And it would not be a book that I normally pick up. It just sounded really cheesy, and the description it just wasn't a very good one, and so I was not excited about reading this one, but I'm really glad that I did. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. It follows a girl who kind of falls into being a servant for a very rich guy that she knows, and then just all these things happen because he is pinned for a crime that he didn't commit, and so they're trying to solve it, and it's in space, and it's just really good. They team up with this group of smugglers, and the character dynamics are amazing. And the cliffhanger was crazy, and so I'm really excited for the second book to come out. I'm not sure exactly when. I know this was a 2016 release, so it's got to be hopefully soon in early 2017, but I know I'm really excited for it. This is a really great book. And don't let the cover, I'm not a fan of the cover or the description, so if you guys have not read Starflight but you've been thinking about it, don't let the description or the cover throw you off. It was actually a really great novel. Then I picked up The Infinite Wave by Rick Yancey, and it was okay. I mean, really bad second book syndrome it had to have been, because I was not very excited about this book. I just found myself skimming a lot, and I mean, it was crazy, stuff going down in this world. I feel like a lot of stuff happened in the first book, and so I really wanted to keep that fast-paced, lot of events going on in this novel, but it just didn't happen that way. And I feel like, again, with second book syndrome, it's a big part is a lot of events are being set up for other events to happen, and you can feel that. Now, if it's a really good author, they are really good at not making it apparent that all of these events are to set up other events in the third book, but it was really apparent in this one. I think I gave this a 2.5 or 3 stars. I don't remember, but it just wasn't as great as the first one. But I'm going to continue on with this series and read The Last Star, and hopefully that one's a lot better than this one. Then I picked up the Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and I have been pushing myself to get through the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series, because it is said that you should read Clockwork Angel after the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series if you don't want to spoil yourself and you kind of want to go online. And the way that Cassandra Clare intends it to be read is this book after the first 3 in the Mortal Instrument series. So I was really excited about it, because I'm not a fan of the Mortal Instrument series, but I was really expecting that this historical book was going to be really good. And I wasn't sure how much of a role the whole clockwork thing played into it, because I'm not a fan of steampunk clockwork type genre, but it was a huge part of this novel, and I was so bummed about that. I didn't really no one really talks about that aspect of the novel when I hear them review it and stuff, so I was kind of thrown off a little bit. I figured it had a really small part of this book, but it was pretty much the main part of the book, and I was not a fan. So unfortunately, even though everyone was telling me you'll enjoy this one much better than the Mortal Instruments, I really didn't. And I'm trying to read all of these so I can get to Lady Midnight, which has a lot of votes for the Young Adult Booktube Awards, and everyone is telling me that I don't need to read The Infernal Devices or The Mortal Instruments to read Lady Midnight. So now that I've read books in both series, I think I'm going to DNF both of them and just not read them anymore because I didn't enjoy either of them, and I'm just going to move straight on into Lady Midnight. And I think I have enough. I wanted to read both series because I wanted a good feel of the world and the characters and like shadow hunters and how that whole society works, but I think I have a good enough feel on it right now in order to move on to Lady Midnight and not be too terribly spoiled. I mean, even if I am, I don't care because I'm not reading those series anymore. I've given up on the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices. And the last time that I've talked negatively about these series, I lost a lot of subscribers. So hopefully you guys don't leave and you still love me even though I don't like these two series. But really, it's just personal preference. I am not a fan of urban fantasy. I'm not a fan of like vampires and werewolves and all that stuff that this series has, and it's just not for me, unfortunately. I'm sure I really like Cassandra Clare as an author. I think she's a great writer. It's just the stories that she tells are not my cup of tea. Recently finished Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, and I really enjoyed this book. I still have the feeling that Selena is keeping things from me. And I know that sounds really, really weird, but there's this whole part of her past, without me having to go into like spoilers, there's this whole part of her past that she only touches on. Like the first, how many books have I read? 2 books and then the novella bind up book. You know, it wasn't even touched on really at all in those past 3 books, and then this one it's just like touched on a very little bit, and so it's like I just need more out of her past. I need more from her because I feel like I'm missing huge parts of her life and it's not good for the book series. So while I really love the world and I love that we got dragons this book, and I really enjoyed the romances, and you know, there's so many things about this book that I enjoyed, but I feel like having those missing pieces of Selena's past are really bogging me down, and I'm like, but missing things, you know, like the whole time I'm reading, I'm like, but wait, what about her past? Can we learn more things about when she was younger and you know, all these things. So yeah, I really want those things, and hopefully the next book, what am I reading next? Queen of Shadows. Hopefully in Queen of Shadows I will get those things, but you know, the reason why I cannot give these books a 5 out of 5 stars is because I just need more information about Selena and her past and how she came to be where she is. Yeah. And the reason why I read so many books this month is because actually the last 4 of them are graphic novel issue comics, so they're really short. I read issues 3 and 4 of Niobe. This is still a great, great, great comic book like issue series thing, and I don't remember when my graphic novel like review of 2016 is going up, but I think it's going up after this video because I'm pre-recording, so everything is kind of getting jumbled. But I realized while I was recording that video talking about my favorite and least favorite graphic novels of 2016 that the author of this, her name is Amanda Stenberg, and she is the girl who plays Rue in The Hunger Games, and I was just like, what? And so I'm really, like, that just makes me fall in love with the series even more. I had no idea, like, I knew that the woman who created this and co-writes it was Black. I knew that she was, like, a teenager, and I knew that, you know, this was, like, a huge thing for her, and, like, you know, Black teenage graphic novel artists are just pretty much non-existent in this world. So I was really excited about that, which is what got me to initially pick it up. And then finding out that it's Amanda Stenberg who is Rue in The Hunger Games, and I think she's also in The Sun Is Also a Star, but the first book by Nicola Yoon, that I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll put it here. I don't remember it. I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, it's that girl, and I think that she is awesome, and I think she's an amazing actress, and I'm really, really excited about this series. So if that doesn't make you pick up this series, I don't know what does. I mean, look at that coloring, and, like, it's just so beautiful. I can't. I love this comic book series so much. I believe I gave both of these 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then the other 2 graphic novel issues I read were Descender 15 and 16, I think. Yeah, 15 and 16. And the last couple of issues for this book have been all backstory from the characters, which I like because it's giving me some more of the world and the world building and why characters are a certain way, but I'm ready for it to be over. Now that it's been like 4 or 5 issues of this, I believe that they're doing a story arc this way. If you guys aren't familiar, graphic novels, the way that they work is, they will release 5 or 6 issues over the course of 5 or 6 months, and that is one story arc, and they take a break for like 2 months or something like that. They'll take a little bit of a break, and then they'll come back with another 5 or 6 issues, and then that'll be one main story arc, and then they'll take a break, and so on and so forth. So I believe that this is the ending of this story arc with all of the backstories and everything like that. I also realized that all of the covers were like white on the top and reddish and colored on the bottom, so they kind of like fit together. So yeah, I'm realizing all of these things as I'm reading these issues. And if you guys don't know, I talk about Descender all the time, so I feel like you guys should know what it's about. For those of you who are new here, Descender is a science fiction comic series that is about basically before the series started, there was like the annihilation of AI and robots and things, and there are these bounty hunters who like kill robots and kill artificial intelligence in the form of robots because humans thought they were just too powerful. And the beginning of the story is basically when there is a robot that is found, but he's a 10-year-old boy, and he was meant to be like a companion android for children. And so he's kind of like, he's got the mind of a child, and he's kind of like oblivious to what's going on, and he's also been asleep for the past 10 years, so he didn't really know that all of the robots are annihilated. It's kind of about his story as he was 1021. And anyway, this is really good, and the first couple of trade paperback bind-ups are out, so if you guys want to catch up on this series, I highly recommend it, especially for science fiction lovers. This is a really great graphic novel series to start too, because the panels aren't very confusing, and there is a lot, like the bubbles are a little confusing at sometimes, but the panels are really simple to read and follow along with. So this is a great series for beginners to start reading graphic novels. Tomorrow I am leaving on my 2-week vacation for Christmas to spend time with my family. Don't worry about my channel, you guys. I am pre-recording all of my Vlogmas videos, so you will have videos every single day throughout the rest of December, just like I promised. But I cannot foresee what I'm going to be reading the next 2 weeks, so this will be the last weekly wrap-up of the year, and I will be giving you guys a December wrap-up in the beginning of January 2017. It's so crazy to say that it's 2017, or it's going to be 2017, but stay tuned, you guys, because I will have a video up every single day for Vlogmas throughout the month of December. Thank you guys so much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and definitely make sure to check out the description for all of my links and social media. If you want to watch my most recent video, you can click right there, and if you want to subscribe, you can click right there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!